Blantyre gave Smith some money and said, "Take care of Lady Annie, Reuben, and don't let anyone else except her ride Black Beauty." We left the carriage at the markets, and Smith rode me to the White Lion House. Come off, become separated from, be thrown off, fall down from. He told the stableman to give me some food and have me ready for 4 o'clock. One of my front shoes was loose, but the stableman did not see it until 4 o'clock. Smith came back at 5 and said he would now leave at 6 because he'd met some old friends. The stableman told him about the loose shoe. "It'll be all right until we get home," said Smith. He finally came back at 9 o'clock, shouting loud and in a very bad temper. We left, and almost immediately he began to gallop, often giving me sharp cuts with the whip. Although I would go in at full speed before we were out of town, my shoe came off, but Smith was too drunk to notice. It was very dark, and on the rough road at the speed. My foot was so cut and bleeding from the sharp stones. I could not go on. The pain was too great. I fell violently on both my knees. Smith was slow off. He tried to get up, but couldn't. Then he lay still. I could do nothing but wait. It was nearly midnight when I had a horse feet under the wheel of a carriage. I neighed loud, and was very happy to hear an answer neigh from the gin, the man's voice. Then the carriage came out, was dark and stopped. 2 men jumped down beside Smith. "It's a ruin," said one, and he's not moving, Robbie. "He's dead," said Robbie, touching Smith. "His hands are cold, and his head is covered with blood." They looked at me and saw my cut knee. "Blame somebody for something. Fix on somebody the responsible for something. Down, not down," 责备引咎。Here, temporarily. Temporarily, use something for an agreeing payment. Persuade. Convince. Cause somebody to believe by listening. Reasoning. Safe, agit without danger. They looked at me and saw my cut knees. The horse had been down and slow him, said Robert. He tried to lead me forward, but I almost fell again. He bet in the front, too. No wonder he went down. No wonder he went down. Ride over this stone without a shore. Robin was drunk. He would never ride a horse without a shoe, unless he was drunk. Ned took a smooth body back in the carriage, and Robert tied his handkerchief round my foot and led me slowly home. No one blamed me for the accident. The owner of the White Lion Hotel said that Robin Smith was drunk when he left, but I had to leave ashore, and so did Jill. For a moment or two, I was around to live out in a field, and one day John was brought in to join me. He had been ruined by the hard riding of Lord Green's son. Ruined by the hard riding of Lord Green's son, and after 12 months later she was going to be sold. And although my knee got better, they looked very ugly. And so I was no longer suitable for fashionable family. It was very pleasant being filled with Jane. But one day, Robert came in and took me away. We were both very sad to say goodbye to each other, Jane and I. I was sold a man in Bath who kept many horses and different kinds of carriages for hire. I was a job horse, and all kinds of people hired me. Some were good drivers, others were very bad. Then one man persuaded my master to sell me to a friend of his who wanted a safe, pleasant horse for riding. And so that summer I was sold to Mr. Barry. In good condition, in good state, few unsteady, call in question. Mr. Barry knew very little about horses, but he heard a comfortable, suitable for me. And a man called Future to look after me. He ordered her the better odds. And plenty of other good food for me to eat too. For a while, all went well, but then there seemed to be fewer odds and more glass in my meals. The glass food, though very good, was not enough to keep me strong and healthy. However, I could not see anything, and it went on for about 2 months. Then, one afternoon, my master rode into the country to see a friend, a gentleman farmer who knew about horses, and who looked very close at me. Your horse don't look as well as he did when you first had him, Barry, he said, feeling my neck and shoulders, seeing how wet and worn he is. After just a gentle ride, my grooms see that horses are never in good condition in autumn, said my master. But this is only August, said the farmer, with your light work and the good food shouldn't be like this. I don't know who eats your oats. I don't know who eats your oats, my friend went on, but I doubt that your horse gets any of them. Unless you watch your groom more closely. Oh, how I want to speak. My guru came every morning at 6 o'clock. Bring this little boy with me. With him, the boy carried a breakfast. And went into the room where the oats were kept. I would sing them filling a bag with oats and put the bag into the breakfast. Escape, getting away, getting free, fair, market is special for cattle, sheep, horses. 5 or 6 morning after the visit to farmer, the boy left the morning after the visit to the farmer, the boy left the stable with his breakfast of oats, but came back soon after looking frightened. The two policemen hold his arm. Show me where your father keeps the food for his kitchens. One policeman said to the boy. The boy began to cry, but there was no escape. Moments later, the policeman found another empty bag like the one in the boy's breakfast, and they took a future away with them. That was the last I ever saw of him. Another groom was employed, but he was very lazy about cleaning, and I began thin and unhealthy for staying in a wet, dirty stable. After all this trouble with the groom, the boy decided to stop keeping a horse. I was sent to a horse fair, a place where hundreds of horses were bought and sold, and more lines were told. I think than in any other place in country. That I was lucky. I was bought for 25 pounds by a man called German Baker, but everyone called him Jerry. I should do the same. Cab. Car or carriage that may be heard for journey. Passage. Noun. Person being conveyed by bus. Taxi at the century.
Wi-Fi.
Conveyed.
明白了。
Conveyed.
Conveyed.
Conveyed. A London cab horse. Jerry Baker was a small man, but well-made and quick in all his movements. He lived in London and was a cab driver. Jerry's wife, Polly, was a little man with small, dark hair and dark eyes. His son, Harry, was nearly 12 years old and was a tall, good-tempered boy. His daughter, Dolly, was 8, and she looked just like her mother. Jerry had his own cab and 2 horses, which he drove and groomed himself. His other horse was a tall white animal called Captain. That morning, Polly and Dolly came to see me. Harry had helped his father since earlier that morning and had already decided that I would be a good horse. Polly brought me a piece of apple and Dolly brought me some bread. We'll call him Jack after the older one, said Jerry. Shall we? Polly, yes, she said. I like to keep a good name going. Captain went out in the cab all morning and went out in the afternoon. Jerry took a lot of care to make sure that my collar and bridle were comfortable and there were no bearing rain. bearing rain. We went to the cab stand where the other cab were waiting for passage. Cab stand and took our place at the back of that cab. Several other drivers came to look at me. Too handsome, said one. You found something wrong with him one morning. Opinion. View, belief, 看法。Crowd, a large number of people. 人群 caught. 两人或马车 discover, find, fresh 新鲜的 brush out 刷洗干净 Then a man in grey coat and a grey hat came up. Name was Great. He looked a heavy, sensible kind of man. He had been longer on the cab stand than any of the other men, so they let him slow to have a look at me, and waited for his opinion. He looked at me all over very carefully, then said, "He's the right kind of you, Jerry. I don't care what you pay for him. It'll be worth it. My 40 weeks at a cab house was very hard. I was not used to London. The noise, the hurry, the crowd of horses, cars, and the carriage. But Jerry was a good driver and soon discovered that I was willing to work at my best. He never used the whip on me, and we soon understand each other as well as a horse and a man can do. Jerry kept his house clean and gave us plenty of food and fresh water. And on that day we rested. I never knew a better man than my new master. He was kind and good-tempered, like John Mary. Harris was clever at stable work and always wanted to do what he could. Polly and Dolly came in the morning and brushed out the cab and to wash the glass, while Jerry gave Captain and me a good morning. There was a lot of laughing and fun between them, which all helped to keep Captain and me happy. The Henry came earlier in the morning because Jerry did not like lateness. It always made him angry when people want to him drive harder because of their own lateness. Extra adjective. Beyond that usual additional short in and enclose suitable case for carrying enclosed. One day, two wild-looking young men called to me, "Cable, hurry up, we are later for our train at Victoria. Get us there in time for 1 o'clock train and we'll pay you double. I'll take you at the usual speed, gentlemen," said Jerry. "Extra money don't pay for extra speed." Laurie's cab was standing next to ours. He opened the door and said, "I'm your man, gentlemen. My horse will get you there all right." And he shut them in with that simple agility. He said, "He always refused to go faster than a trot." Then, whipping his horse hard, he went off as faster as he could. Julie patted me on the neck. Extra money wouldn't pay for that kind of thing. Well, Jake, he said, although he was against hard driving to please the careless people. He always went at a fair speed and was not against going faster. If there was a good reason. I remember one morning on stand waiting for a passage when a young man carrying a large suitable went by. He stand on a piece of apple which lay in the road and fell down heavily. Jane ran across the road and helped him up, then took him into a shop to sit him down. Some time later, the young man, looking white and ill, came out again and called Julie. So we went across the road. Can you take me to the Southeastern Railway? He said. My fall has made me later. And it's very important that I don't miss the 12 o'clock train. I'll pay you extra if you can get there in time. Before be completely furious. We'll do our best, said Julie, and help him into the cab. It was always difficult to drive fast in the country in the middle of the day when the streets were full of traffic, but Julie and I were used to it, and no one was faster at the getting through the cab and the cars all moving at different speed, going this way and that way, in and out. We went as fast as a horse can do it, and we got to the station just as a bigger clock showed 18 minutes to 12. We are in time, said the young man happily. Thank you, my friend, and your good heart too. Take the extra money. No, sir, said Cherry. Thank you, but it isn't necessary. I'm glad to in time. Now hurry and catch your train. When we got back to the cab stand, the other men were laughing because Jerry had driving hard to the train. How much extra did you pay usually? Said the other man. Nothing, said Jerry. He offered me extra, but I didn't take it. If Jake and I choose to have a quick run now, then there was our business and not yours. You'll never be a rich man then, said Larry. Perhaps not, said Julie, but I'll be a happy one. And you, Larry, added Mr. Great, will die poor because you spend too much money on new whip speeding your poor horse until it's exhausted. Then you have to buy another one. Soup, liquid food, grateful, adjective, thankful, pleasant. 那个帮我找一下看，正影厅呢？ 还有18分钟。我问问啊，进一下货。
那个现在要拿一根给我。
哪个线？
因为我那个是我有个这种的，我是以前那是我这样是以前那种老式的那种，它有个这种，然后这是后面有个这种嘛。
那就买个两头是这种线嘛。但是如果是线买去你还是开不起来的话，不能退的啊。
我知道，但是如果我就是这一头不是这种嘛，但是我另外一头是刚刚那一种，另外一头是这种的。
其实是你这个线是对的，你这个线是好的，应该是你电脑坏了。
那我记得以前是要插3根线的。
哎呀，我都修电脑修了20年了，这还，你这个线是插的是没问题的，你一定要买，我卖给你，但是卖给你我就不退的。你这个线是没问题的，就转过来了嘛，已经高清转成 DVI 嘛，已经转成功了嘛，就是这样的。要么就这根线坏了，要么就组织坏了。
但我主机能开起来。
主机能开起来没点亮嘛，对吧？
对。
那可能还是有问题了。你可以组织拿来检测一下，检测一下100块钱。
那你先拿根线给我吧，然后如果不行，然后我再那个。
那你就浪费一根线的钱，这根线要80块钱。
不是45吗？
是45是45的线，你没这个接口呀，另外一种线呀。我看一下多少钱。两头都是这个头的接口。
那我看一下啊。
啊？
我看一下。
然后你这个那就是这头是这个的，这个就不要用了，就是这个 DVI 这头，这头也是 DVI， 两头都一样的嘛。
没有，我这头不一样的。
怎么不一样？就这个线啊，就这根线拔掉嘛。你这线还能进来，我跟你不要整了，你就把它拿来测一下就好了，你浪费钱。你又不懂，你还弄来弄去。
但是我上面有一个那个知道吧？我有一个这个有2个头，我有一根线2个头都是这样。
那你就把它用上去啊。
没用。
那没用嘛就坏了呗。 好了，回来了，还有8分钟、9分钟。 好，看一下，啊，1个小时。